suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. We took flight. Come on. Born in Bondi, southern skies ignite. From the east our spirits rise. Red, white, blue, our story told. From nothing we rose, made our claim. Eastern pride, we built our name. Stronger now, we never fall. Rooster spirit standing tall. Yeah, come on, feel that pride. Let's go. Since the start, the legacy lives. Power the heartbeat gives. Red and blue, we walk with pride. Fans by side, can't hide our vibe. Flags up high, crowd in sync. Roosters rule, we never blink. Eastern suburbs. Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. Roosters! Get up! Feel that pride! Grand on fire, glory set. Fighting with fire, no regrets. Yeah! Every tackle, every try, hit hard.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. Hainsey here to discuss the latest Roosters news and opinions from the day it was. A historical day in the history in the club of the Sydney Roosters. We'll discuss that very, very shortly. I hope you guys enjoy. We will have a special guest very, very soon. Just confirming. But yeah, a historical day for the Sydney Roosters with the announcement this morning. We'll discuss that. We'll have a special guest on very, very soon in the next half an hour or so to discuss the latest news around the Sydney Roosters. And we'll have a special episode of the Chook Chat film tonight with Retro Rugby League. And we'll have that out for you guys either Tuesday sometime, tomorrow sometime. So stay tuned to the channel. If you guys are enjoying the content, hit that like button, subscribe, and give us a follow on the Sydney Roosters Diehards. On Instagram, we hit 8,000 followers on there. We're gaining subscribers every day now. So thank you for continuing to support. I really appreciate you guys, your help and support on growing the channel. It's got so much planned. In 2026 is going to be exciting. But speaking of 2026, what a historical day for the Sydney Roosters. Now, I don't know. Obviously, you guys can see that I'm wearing the Heartland shirt. Shout out to Brody from Sydney Vintage who created them. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't. Yes, look, don't worry about my size. But anyway, this. Oh, no, not the homeless guy. Over here. That's the theme today. That's all I'm saying. But what a day for the Sydney Roosters. And I'll just get it up here. We'll discuss it. We'll get it on screen. We'll share it with you guys very, very shortly. But shout out to the live chat. Great to have you in here. We got our regulars in here. Jason Reeder. How are you, my friend? And Jake B as well. Great to have you lads in here as per usual. Where is it? Where is this bloody article? I had it up here ready to go. But okay. I think we're good to go now. All right, share screen. Yes, we're live, meaning that stuff like this happens all the time. We are so unorganized here on the Sydney Roosters Diehards. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. That'll do. As you guys can see on screen on the right-hand side, the Sydney Roosters have announced the partnership with worldwide global brand Adidas in a 4-year multi-million-dollar deal there. Let's go through it. Let's see what the Roosters have to say about it. And we can have a little bit of a discussion about it. So, As of today, the Sydney Roosters have today announced a landmark new 4-year apparel partnership with global sportswear giant Adidas, beginning in the 2026 season. The partnership will see Adidas design and supply on-field, and performance apparel for the Roosters NRL/NRLW and Pathway programs, as well as the club's official off-field range for its passionate members and supporters. Hey, yo, that's me. City Roosters Chief Operating Officer Jared Johnson. Shout out to JJ, good friend of the show, friend of my content. Shout out to JJ, absolutely legend of a bloke. Said the partnership marked a significant milestone for the club as it continues to align with world-leading brands. Partnering with Adidas, one of the most recognized and respected names in global sport, represents a significant milestone for the Sydney Roosters, said Johnston. The partnership is the perfect alignment of heritage, high performance, and innovation, values that have long defined our club. Adidas is synonymous with excellence, and together we share a drive for continual improvement both on and off the field. We're so looking forward to working closely with Adidas to deliver world-class apparel for our players and our premium merchandise for our members and supporters, he added. Obviously, if you go on the Roosters website, you guys have there's like a little bit of I don't know if you guys can see that pretty well, but if you can see on the top, I'll make that there. So if you see up here, if you click on the roosters.com.au website and click on the Adidas thing, you can register now to be the first to know the moment the Roosters and Adidas collection becomes available for like a pre-sale kind of thing. Yeah. Adidas Pacific General Manager Rachel Howard said the brand was proud to join the forces with one of the rugby league's most successful and historic clubs. Adidas is extremely proud to welcome the Sydney Roosters, one of Australia's most iconic and successful sporting clubs, to the Three Stripes family, said Howard. This partnership is a natural fit, uniting two brands built on legacy of excellence, innovation, and a deep connection to community. We are committed to equipping the NRL/NRLW and Pathway teams with cutting-edge performance apparel, empowering them to reach new heights. We're equally excited to connect with the passionate Roosters members and supporters, delivering range that celebrates the club's rich history while boldly shaping its future. Together, we will write the next chapter of this legendary club, she added. The 2026 season will mark the beginning of the new era for the Roosters, with Adidas set to unveil a bold new range of playing and training apparel ahead of the club's preseason campaign, which is already there. But anyway, and obviously you guys can see Adidas is now part of the Platinum Partners. So they're there for... okay, so what we'll do now... let's see what the good news says here. Amanda, curse YouTube, bro. Our jersey still haven't released. Later this month. That's the official word from the Roosters. Obviously, you can see Adidas is now part of their Platinum Partners. I've been keeping an eye on this page to see they might have early leaked it, but they haven't because they're that smart. But obviously, you can see the Platinum Partners for 2026. I believe that Adept, this guy's here, Adept. Why is that? Okay, so Adept here is our new sleeve sponsor, from what I'm hearing. Now, shout out to the Sydney Roosters for this one. All footage here is from the Sydney Roosters. We are going to watch the trailer together and have a react to it and just seeing you watching. This is sick. I think they filmed this at the
Jack Gibson always said, winning starts in the front office.
The box. I don't know, this guy's too left. He doesn't know. This is sick.
You can buy talent,
first time,
but you can't buy culture.
Walk in, there's
Culture is built.
Good old Mincat. Brave,
Remember, a champion team will always beat a team of champions.
Okay, we'll go back for a sec. Okay, so look at it here from the video itself. The first look from the range is obviously we got Watto in a heritage design. Imagine walking into that room. Oh, Jake, mate. Seeing that video, I was so jealous that I was not involved in that. Like, could you imagine if the Roosters fans that were there? That like, it's one of the downsides of not living in Sydney because you don't get invited to this stuff. But that would have been sick to be part of that. A little jealous of the guys that were there. So obviously, okay. So the first thought here. So we go you got the Roosters heritage jersey. It looks like a little bit of heritage design there from Connor Watson with the old East logo. You see a little bit more of a rack to it shortly. Jasmine Strange is in a first look of what the retro design will look like with the old Adidas kit. Shout out to Brody from Sydney Vintage, who obviously is a massive collector of this stuff. This is obviously a newer design, but very, very similar to the old design. Obviously, you can see their BYD. You can already see BYD there. You'll get a front on, but with Connor Watson's, so obviously you just see the back here where I'm pointing. That's the original Adidas design in the back there. So I don't know who exactly is wearing that, but is that Adam over there? That'd be sick if he's involved in that. But yeah, main sponsor still BYD as I mentioned before. So you will see. So obviously this is an Adidas range of that heritage jersey, but is that the first look of what and like 2000 feel that jacket? Jay, I reckon this is like this is late 90s. This is like 96 and 99 Sydney vibes. But so
always beat a team of champions.
Orbos.
This is a
okay. Just go back. Looks like that. Is that like a? So I don't know if you guys have seen the background there. That looks like a training captain's run jersey. It's got the Roosters logo there and Adidas on the side there with a sponsor of that one there. So, but that would look like a heritage jersey, maybe a heritage jersey in the cards in 2026. Like I've been screaming for God knows how long about a Roosters heritage jersey. Considering the fact that the Roosters haven't done a heritage jersey, like we haven't had one since 2022. So love to see like that one design, especially seeing like the Dogs and Warriors and all these other teams do heritage jerseys. I'm like, can the Roosters do one? Maybe that's the first indication that we might be getting a heritage jersey in 2026. Anyway, continuing on with the video.
This is a club built on belief, on pride,
There's Rads.
on loyalty. With a past games with the present.
Okay, Corbin Baxter there. Okay, so that's what I was wearing. That is very, very. That's what that design's going to look like. Very, very. I had the 09 heritage jersey. Yeah, man. Well, anyway, if I turn this on for a sec, you guys will see. I got the 18 heritage jersey behind me. If we had like that type of kit this year, I'm gonna absolute freak. Like it's one of my best designs, one of the best in my collection by far. When I bought this from the foundation shop earlier this year, like a couple of weeks ago, unreal, man, unreal. So that's very obviously. If you guys remember with the New South Wales Blues launch with Adidas, I had a very, very similar heritage design with that one with the Blues logo, old Blues logo and the heritage and Adidas logo. Very, very similar, but obviously Roosters with the heritage design there. Love to see a red version of the red heritage one as well. I'm gonna itchy nose today. Hay fever. Still anyway. All right, moving on.
And every generation.
Look at this
plays
Adidas
its
kit, man.
part.
Absolutely unreal. No good, boys.
The Roosters.
Okay, and then obviously right there is the first look of the Roosters home kit for 2026. Now, as I explained before, the Roosters home kits don't really change a lot. But what I can detail from you guys straight away, obviously there's more of a red collar. Instead of a white collar, it's all red. So that's the first significant change from our logo, from our sponsors in the past, from our collars with our home jersey. So obviously you have little tweaks, but you don't change the original design ever. So a little bit of a change there with the all red collar. Obviously we got the Adidas 3-stripe logo in the white there, in the sleeve, on the white part there. That's obviously not going to, apart from that, not much is going to change. Roosters logo there. On the other side, you're going to have the NRL logo there. And then over here, you've got the Adidas shaped ball grip thing there that you see on jerseys, like a player grip, ball grip kind of thing. So you got that over there in the normal spots. Now, I believe Adapt, from what I remember, that we're going to have a new sleeve sponsor this year. That's not Icon parted ways after 7 years at the Roosters. So I forgot what it was again. But yeah, so.
Don't just play the
So that's our first look at the Roosters logo, Roosters jersey, home jersey for 2026.
game. We
And that is obviously another version of that was what Jasmine Strange was wearing earlier in the video. That is the first better look of what the Roosters City Roosters old design kit with Adidas is going to look like. And that's so clean, man. That is so clean. Oh my God.
play for premierships.
Down by legacy. Okay, there we go. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because I've watched it a couple of times today, and I got goosebumps the first time watching that, having all club legends and I think I was speaking to the Roosters media team today. Shout out to Ollie, legend. He was saying that it was what was it? What was he saying? That it was sort of contracted kind of thing. Anyway, but it was absolutely job well done by the Roosters production team and everyone involved in the project to announce the official launch. And man, what a way to do it! What a way to do it! So, and then if I go to so if we go back to what I was mentioning before, so Adidas obviously. Well, just gone straight to the Adidas website. Obviously, the Roosters stuff there, but I don't know what yet. So, obviously, Adidas is part of the new platinum partner. So, Adapt. But yeah, okay. Okay, so Adapt. Okay, well, I'm off track here. I do apologize. So Adapt is going to be a new sleeve sponsor in 2026 with obviously Icon parting ways after the 7-year partnership with the Roosters. BYD on the front as per usual, and then obviously Adapt one. Adapt Ovat, 2 Adapts are going to be obviously at the front on the top here. So very exciting times. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this massive land deal with the Roosters, with the Roosters and Adidas, because it's such a significant moment in the club's history. Having such a worldwide brand manufacturer. Okay, what else we got here? Got a little bit of else of an article for you guys. Okay, let's have a look. Huge moment is coming this December as the Roosters and Adidas officially launch our first gear drop. This marks the beginning of a new era, uniting one of the sport's most iconic brands with one of rugby league's proudest clubs. Excitement is already building, and we're giving our members and fans a chance to get ahead of the rush. Register now to receive an exclusive on-sale alert and be the first to know the moment the Roosters Adidas collection becomes available. Don't miss your chance of part of the launch from day one. Register below, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, that's just the registration form there. I've just showed you how you guys can register for a little bit of a pre-sale or update on when the Adidas kit gets officially launched. Don't like that it's going to be in December. I would love to see it a little bit earlier, in my total opinion. Would love to see it needed a drink, eh? When you speak for 20 minutes like that. But to see a worldwide global respected brand in Adidas jumping on board to the Roosters is just insane. And we will get a special guest on very, very soon. But we got, obviously, speaking to Brody from City Vintage for the last couple of years now, and he's been on about Adidas. He's like collected everything Adidas in the last couple of years or so. And when he told me that the Roosters were going to be on board with Adidas early this year, I was just so excited. And I've known for a while now that we're going to be with Adidas, and like haven't really said much, but I've sort of known what the Roosters' plans are. But to see today the announcement, when I think I saw a head. Actually, I want to go get that up as well. I want to go give that a read because obviously Brady was in that as well. But seeing the Roosters, I've seen the article this morning from the Daily Telegraph announcing the deal. Some exciting times there, obviously. And obviously they're talking about as early as today. But then obviously to see it announced today, the excitement of the video and all of that, like, I think especially with a worldwide brand in Adidas, you know, and we saw the Tigers this last week with the Canterbury launch, seeing that how good it was, like how they involved all content creators and all that, I was like, I love to see the Roosters do something very, very similar to announce the Adidas brand. And we've been waiting for a while for the official announcement because it's long overdue. But then seeing is just unreal. On Bridgerton said, Jason, so we're getting some looks at the kits next month instead of this month. Well, it looks like that the whole range is going to become available come December. Now, I heard the end of the month, but maybe that's what they decided to do. Look, I don't know the full story behind it, but that's what the Roosters have said. So I'm guessing we go off that. Yeah. So hang on, just responding to someone about tonight. Okay, so where was I up to then? But yeah, like they needed to do it perfectly, especially to announce a big partnership with a team like Adidas. I think they nailed it on the head. You know, celebrate the past, honor the past, celebrate the future, and look forward to it as well. Especially with some cool designs in there. Look, I'm not too sure what else the Roosters going to. Obviously, they've announced the partnership. I'm not too sure what their plans are with launching Adidas with the full range. Look, I would have loved to see them do what the Tigers did on Friday, where they had the whole, you know, had content creators, special guests kind of thing in a function, and then players walk out with a kit. I'd love to see the Roosters do that, where you have. But what I'm hearing is that the Roosters are having like a video launch where it's going to be launched by Sam Walker and Angus Crichton. They're both Adidas ambassadors, so I believe that's the way they're going to work it. Now, do they officially launch it separately before the full range drop come December? I'm not too sure. I think they're going to sync it together. They're going to announce it that morning. Then later that day, they're going to announce, obviously, go live on the range. So keep it posted. I know it's going to be a little bit more of a wait. Next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll know the full brand. And like just seeing Roosters with Adidas and going to see all the Adidas kits, but in at Allianz next season is going to be insane. Like, this is going to be awesome. And especially it opens up so many opportunities with Adidas, with a worldwide brand with a big multi-million-dollar sponsorship. We'll be definitely seeing some heritage jerseys. If we've just seen a heritage design already, like as like a retail version and a retro jacket, could you imagine what the heritage jersey is going to look like? And considering the fact that 1995 is tipped to be the away jersey next year, like the sky's the limit with Adidas. It's such a great deal, great partnership. Like it's obviously well-trusted, respected brand Adidas. And I think it's fair to say that it didn't things go well to plan with Castore over the last 4 to 5 years. But have back on track with our retail with in apparel with Adidas is such a significant moment and significant milestone for the club, and cannot wait for what's in store with the Roosters going forward. But yeah, so what am I going to do, guys? We'll put into the poll. I want to hear your thoughts on this. So I'll put up in the poll in the live chat. I should have done it earlier, but thoughts on the Adidas reign. Thoughts on Adidas partnership with the Roosters? Spelling unknown. Love it. Don't like it. If you guys don't like it, questions need to be asked. Okay. Poll is now live. Now, I'm just going to remove share screen, which I have. Now, I'm going to get the article up from. So, now if I get the article up from this morning. Okay, where are we? I ain't got to log in. I don't hate you got to log into this stuff. Okay, here we go. I'll get the ladder up. Oh, you go away. Okay. All right. Okay, how's that looking? Yeah, that looks good. All right, we'll read the article together. Okay, so Sydney Roosters have landed a major coup that puts them in the same English company as sporting giants Manchester United and Bayern Munich. Really? Are you really comparing the Roosters to Manchester United? Manchester United are a banter club, bro. So epic fail so far from whoever you are. Okay, on a serious note. Hot on the heels of announcing Daly Cherry Evans signature, the Roosters have landed another major signing coup, this time a multi-million-dollar deal with global sportswear giants Adidas. A 4-year deal will see Adidas manufacture the club's training and player kits, putting the Roosters in the same illustrious company as sporting powerhouse Liverpool. Yes, now that makes more sense. Now, obviously, you guys know that I'm a Liverpool supporter, and I was offended when this journalist decided to go compare the Roosters with worldwide brand Manchester United. Like, they are an absolute banter club. They absolutely suck. Yes, they beat us early in, like, a couple of weeks ago, but we beat them 7-0 like 2 years ago. So, shush. They didn't even qualify for the Champions League in Europe either. Anyway, besides the point. But yes, Liverpool, not even going to say Man U, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Yes, like Real Madrid, yes. What a month to be a Rooster. We ain't even playing. Oh, my God. It's unreal. What a week, though, for the content-wise. Like, the NRL draw came out last week, and I was coming on today. When I did that, obviously, I'm at it. If you guys haven't watched the latest episode of the news roundup, we had an episode filmed last night. We didn't do a live stream because I was out, but I did record a video for you guys. Oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, so I was a bit concerned on what I was got planned for today, but and then obviously this arrived, this come through. But and then this dropped through while I was at work today. I was like, oh my God. But what a week. NRL draw comes out last week and then this week on a Monday. Monday morning at the start. Yeah, unreal. And then the start of the week. Like, what a way to start the week with a massive brand deal like this. Unreal. Okay. The club has been in a parallel partnership with Gasol since 2020. Boring. Which is British first major deal in the Australian market. Yeah, how that would turn out. Absolutely rubbish. No, I'm only joking. Like, it wasn't smooth sailing, but, a lot of complaints, like different jersey sizings and, didn't want to post heritage jerseys or anything like that. Screwed up the BYD logo. Anyway. The Roosters have a long history with Adidas, which is a club off-field training partner during the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but this deal will include its jersey and playing kit for the first time. Really? I didn't even know that's a BSB question. But no, I'll look. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I think classics and that. But yeah, look at it. See, this is the old designs, man. Like, and I've been like hunting them for years. Ever since Brody got me onto them, I've been trying to find like I've worn them before, but they're insane, man. And then obviously Adidas with New South Wales, very very similar. There's Brody's kit there. That's his collection, like unreal. Shout out to Brody, City Vintage. You haven't Here it is. Here's his article, and once he decides to jump on, we'll But yeah, I'll read up his article here. The Roosters 90s tracksuit is now highly sought after among rugby league vintage apparel collections such as Tricolor's Tragic. Brody, Scott Bridger, Big Scott, who runs the City's Indie Vintage Instagram page. The 90s jacket was the first piece I've ever added to my collection a few years back. And little did I realize they shortly become a favorite of mine, he wrote on Instagram. Adidas is my favorite brand in general. So you know this collection was meant for me. As hard as the jackets have been to get, the pants have been even harder. Last year, this is obviously not him. Last year, the New South Wales Rugby League also joins forces with Adidas in a 5-year partnership as apparel and footwear partner for the New South Wales Blues. The playing and training kit still extended to the women's New South Wales side. Also, Adidas also released a retro range, including a long-sleeve collared jersey and crew tracksuit, which provide popular with nostalgic fans. We're very similar to what the Roosters are doing now. We're doing the same thing, retro long sleeve and a full tracksuit. The Roosters will officially announce the Adidas partnership on Monday, which just happened, and it comes as Trent Robinson's preseason preparations ramp up. Set the report training till Friday. Okay, there we go. So looks like DC will. Obviously, we saw the colors. First look of DC in the Roosters colors on last week, but on Friday, it looks like he's going to appear for the Roosters. 36-year-old was also spotted in Terrigal with Dane Laurie. Oh, look at that. DC having a night out. Good on him. Robson, another star, Reece Robson, is expected to kick off his Roosters career in coming weeks. Former Cowboys hooker joined the Roosters on a 4-year deal from Bruins to he's already in Sydney. He was also spotted visiting popular sports massage therapist Paul Morinto as he prepares to kick off preseason preparations. Robertson won't get his hands on the entire playing group until the first week of January, with the club's representative stars get an extended break. Yeah, well, they need the 8-week break, and the Roosters have Christmas and all that break coming up in the next month or so. But yeah, this is such a awesome day. We've been waiting. Obviously, we've been waiting a long time for this, but it's now officially announced at Adidas, and now we can look forward to the future with Adidas, and it's going to be such an exciting time in the red, white, and blue. Really excited for when December arrives. I don't know what the Roosters have got planned. I'm hearing a promo video similar to that with Sam Walker and Angus Crichton, the Stars. Love to see a launch like the Tigers did, where secretly the Roosters, if you're watching, like, can you please send me down for that? That'd be awesome. But I won't hold my breath because the Roosters are, they got more powerful people than me to satisfy. So I'm down there. Okay, but yeah, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Like, what an absolute, what a day for the club. I'm trying to go through some big some other news today around the Sydney Roosters, because obviously there's still other stuff to talk about. Where was this? Look, there's one thing a little bit of discussion with you guys I wanted to talk about. I think one of the big things that obviously the DCE talking point is going to create. Obviously, the DCE signing is going to create headlines, and throughout the entire year, we're going to hear nothing but DCE, whether it's good or bad. There's going to be so much media attention on Daly Cherry Evans. We all have known that. We've seen that from the first week. Ever since he was linked to the Roosters, there's been a media storm about it. But I reckon it can work in one way. Now, I reckon this is like an opportunity now with DC here and all the attention's on him, the pressure's on him. It then allows Reece Robson. People get continuing to forget that Reece Robson has signed with the club as well. Reece Robson is also a marquee signing. He's currently the incumbent New South Wales hooker. He's signed at the club. Now, with the DCE announcement of him signing with the club for next year and potentially the year after, and a lot of talking points about it, all the attention is going to be on Daly Cherry Evans throughout the 2026 season, which then allows like a little bit of a shadow, a little bit of a protective bubble for Reece Robson to come into the club, fly under the radar, settle in without any pressure, any talk about it, and go about his work. And I've been a big fan of the Reece Robson signing. He reminds me of Jake Friend. He plays big minutes, does a lot of good work. Both sides of the ruck. Defensively sound hooker, great service out of dummy half, and, does his job. He's not one of those hookers where, he's going to break a game open like a Harry Grant. We know that. But he just continually does his job consistently for long periods of time throughout the entire season. And that's a Roosters style hooker to me. Jake Friend wasn't the best, attacking wise. He wasn't the best fancy hooker. He was a guy that just comes in and does his job, makes 40, 50 tackles a game, delivers good service out of dummy half, and just a solid rock in the foundations of this side. Reece Robson is that guy. Sam Verrills was shaping up to be that guy. Didn't work out. Brandon Smith was never the Jake Friend hooker. He wasn't that guy. He wasn't even. I don't even think he's a full-time hooker, to be fair. Look, we're not here to criticize Brandon Smith whatsoever, but I'm just saying the fact that he didn't suit the style of hooker that we want. Connor Watson did a job for us, but he's not that guy either. He's that utility, fast-paced guy. Reece Robson is that Jake Friend hooker that we've been missing since 2019. Since we won in 2019, since 2020, 2021, around that time. We haven't had that guy since. Reece Robson is that guy. And the fact that this DCE headlines is going to shadow the fact that Reece Robson's here, he's going to flow under the radar, settle into the club with no pressure whatsoever, and he can go out and do his craft. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this. When the Roosters signed both Cooper Cronk and James Tedesco in 2017 for the 2018 season, now I've got to cast my mind back to 7-8 years ago when I was like 16, 17 years of age. So I was still quite young, still not young, but I was still a teenager. I wasn't an adult yet. I'm trying to remember, obviously the media headlines and all that wasn't as accessible than what it is today. I'm trying to take my mind back to it. I got a feeling that all the attention was on Cooper Cronk. Is that fair to say? Cooper Cronk was that in the same vote. All the attention was on Cooper Cronk and allowed Tedesco to settle in perfectly. Or am I feeling like both of them were heavily pressured? Because I got a feeling that they were heavily pressured. They were talking about them both. Okay, look, that just ends my point. But yeah, obviously, I mean, Tedesco is probably more of a high profile back then. What Reece Robson, no disrespect intended, but I think that's pretty much fair to say. But you're trying to get my point here, where I feel like all the attention's going to be on Daly Cherry Evans, right? And not on Reece Robson, which then allows Reece Robson to settle in untouched, unnoticed by the outside world, apart from Roosters fans and anyone who's genuinely invested in the game. But all the journos who are looking for a quick click on an article to get money off it, the headline's going to be DCE, not Reece Robson. So I think that's going to work in our favour. I think that's one of the benefits of this situation. Because I got a feeling that if we didn't sign DCE, the pressure's going to be on Reece Robson. The Roosters have recruited so many hookers in the past, they haven't worked out. It's all going to be on Daly Cherry Evans. And Daly Cherry Evans is used to this pressure, right? He's used to these headlines. That's not going to bother him. So in the way, it's worked out well that a guy like Daly Cherry Evans signs with the club, as much as what people don't like or dislike about the signing, right? It has created an opportunity to let Reece Robson go unnoticed throughout the preseason and then hit the ground running without no pressure on him whatsoever. And that is a key thing. And he's going to be a key role in winning as a comp next year. Our spine is elite. But you've got to get the balance right. And this is the way to get the balance right. It's more like 2013. All the headlines were about SBW, not Jimmy and Jenko. Yeah, 100%. I think that's where I was more leaning to. Obviously, SBW, big high-profile name. James Maloney wasn't a high-profile name back in 2013. He was a good player, did a solid job for the Warriors. He got them to a grand final in 2011, but yet no one was talking about James Maloney signing or the Michael Jenner. I do remember that more than why do I remember that more than Cooper Cronk and Tedesco? That's weird. I was like 8 years old when we won in 2013. Anyway, no, 11 years old. What am I doing? Oh my God. I'm lost, guys. I'm lost. But yeah, you're right, because obviously SBW is such a worldwide name. And Jenko, who had I think he got sacked from Penrith. But yeah, left Penrith, gun, right? And then, yeah. And the rest is history. We won the comp. Again, in 2013, we lost in round 1. 2018, lost in round 1. 2019, lost in round 1. So maybe the Warriors might beat us in round 1 and see what happens. So, but yeah, like I'm a big fan of the Reece Robson signing. Obviously, I've mentioned that a few times now. But it's going to be awesome. Now, it's bringing me back to my next point here about 2013. Obviously, my final point before we get our special guest on. He's taking his sweet ass time. I know. Now, good, a friend of mine, a friend of everyone in the content space, rugby league guru. If you guys follow the punters and dribblers, you guys, it's really well documented that he's my father, right? But no, Guru is a top guy, has so much time for all the content creators that deserve it. Get on that. I'll go there on there. So, okay, he's not too far away. But so obviously Guru has been doing a series around like the round table, like the top 4, top 5 players and coaches in each position. So obviously got like fullbacks, wingers, all that kind of stuff. Now, when we got to the coaches, now I was expected to see in that round table, Wayne Bennett, yes. Craig Bellamy, yes. Ivan Cleary, yes. But what I was not ready to hear and not prepared to hear, that my good old rugby league guru decides to have Trent Robinson not in that category. He had Des Hasler. So he had Madge ahead of him, but he had Des Hasler ahead of Trent Robinson. He had him 6th in this round table discussion around NRL coaches. I love Roo. Absolute top guy. One of the best content creators out there. But this is such an L take from the good old Roo. And I think every Roosters fan, I saw, Jack from the Roosters podcast, shout out to Nolo, he was into him. And I feel like that I've got to get into him here as well. This is a really bad take from Guru here. And I love Roo with all my heart, but I can't stand for what he just said about comparing Trent Robinson to all these other coaches. Now, yes, Trent Robinson has had, a pretty good side, but so does every other team in the comp. Every team that's won a premiership has a star-studded lineup, regardless on who's at their club. It's different ways how clubs do it. Right? Broncos, well, they signed Ben Hunt, who was on $1 million contract at the Dragons, right? Broncos had a star-studded lineup with Madge this year. Craig Bellamy had arguably the best spine of all time with Billy Slater, Cooper Cronk, and Cameron Smith. But arguably 3 immortal, definitely one of them in Cameron Smith, but you could argue that 3 immortals as well in that conversation as 3 immortals in that side. Wayne Bennett with the Broncos, yes, in the early 90s, all that kind of stuff, right? They deserve to be there. But then you have to consider Madge. Yes, Madge has did a great job in the last couple of years, right? From coaching New Zealand to the Pacific Championships in 23, winning the State of Origin series out of nowhere for New South Wales, and obviously winning the premiership out of nowhere for the Broncos. But that's in a little short span of that. Again, Trent Robinson has won 3 premierships in 13 seasons, 4 minor premierships in that time. He's won 3 premierships, 4 minor premierships, 3 World Club Challenge wins, which, yet again, he's the last NRL coach to win a World Club Challenge, mind you. Let's just state that for the obvious as well. You've also got, he's missed in his 13 seasons at the Roosters, he's made 12 finals appearances. 7 of them, more than half, have made the top four appearances. It's a pretty good strike rate. And obviously the recently biased over the last couple of years, how well Penrith have gone with Ivan Cleary's won 4 premierships in a row. There's no undisputing that, but like, you wouldn't have Ivan Cleary anywhere near this. You'd be absolutely, probably before 2020, you probably have Ivan Cleary in this list. I think you'd be, insane to say so. But obviously the last 4 years has been absolutely identical. Has been unreal. But look at Madge. Madge has been coaching since 2013, same time span of Trent Robinson. You go, he's won 2 premierships with Souths and the Broncos. With probably the biggest next thing in the NRL with Reece Walsh at fullback. He's also got Adam Reynolds, Ben Hunt, Ezra Mann. The best front rower to ever exist, arguably, in Payne Haas. Pat Carrigan as well. The Broncos, it's not like that. I feel like that every time you want to complain with that, the Roosters with their premiership wins, you think that the Roosters have a star-studded lineup, everyone else is shit. The Broncos also had a star-studded lineup this year. Penrith have had a once-in-a-generational team this year. The Broncos have always had star-studded lineups. Melbourne have had 3, in the space of that 15-year period, had once-in-a-generation team with 3 rugby league immortals elect in that side. And look at the comparison between Craig Bellamy and Trent Robinson right now. I can't even believe he had Des Hasler ahead of him. Des Hasler's been sacked by Manly, Bulldogs, and now the Titans. He's won 2 premierships. He's lost more He's won 2 premierships. He's lost 3 grand finals. If you want to argue about the salary cap one in 2007, but still, he lost them. He's lost more than 1. Yes, Madge has been 2 from 2 in grand finals. Madge has been sacked by South and sacked by the Tigers. Trent Robinson has won 3 premierships, and I've said all that about that. And then Guru's argument about international footy in the Rep Arena. Sure. Ivan Cleary's hasn't done any representative coaching. Madge has done it, yeah. Robbo hasn't. Craig Bellamy was one of the worst coached New South Wales to the last every series sweep loss in 2010. So I don't think it's fair. Like, my counter argument is, though, with the fact that it is a NRL round table, not rugby league round table kind of thing. Or was it? I could be wrong about that as well. I'm in all sorts. But I get it. Obviously said rugby league round table NRL era. But talk about the NRL, not just everything. NRL is your main kind of thing. Bellyache won 2 games as New South Wales coach. Out of 3 years? That's pretty bad strike rate. But then you look at, ever since Trent Robinson came into the NRL in 2013, he came in after winning a Super League coach. Craig Bellamy hasn't won a Super League premiership. That's besides the point. But then, so Trent Robinson arrives in 2013. Team that came in the bottom 4 the year before wins in the premiership in their rookie season. Only 2 coaches have won a premiership in their rookie season. Both have come from the Roosters. Ricky Stewart, Trent Robinson. Trent Robinson was the first coach to win back-to-back titles since Wayne Bennett, 92-93. Even with Craig Bellamy, with that superstar stacked lineup that Melbourne had with 3 immortals in their side, could not win back-to-back titles. Ivan Cleary, insane with what they won 4 premierships in a row. So he's part of that list. But I still think that Trent Robinson, and I think us Roosters fans, some of them disrespect Robbo. A lot of people disrespect Robbo because he's had star-studded lineups, but you've also got to look at everything else. You need a star-studded lineup to win a comp. You need to be the best team in the comp to win a comp. Don't forget, Melbourne had GI for 2 of those grand finals. Bellyache won 2 games, and we beat Melbourne with Smith and Slater. Yeah, we did. 2018 grand final with Cooper Cronk injured as well. But my point is now, so Trent, let's look at the stats. So Trent Robinson premiership since 2013, 3. Wayne Bennett and Craig Bellamy premierships combined since 2013. 2. 17 and 20. Wayne Bennett hasn't won a premiership in 15 years since being at St. George. Now, he is the master coach. No doubt about it. But when you compare Robertson's stats to the greats, he's up there. I still can't believe that you're having Madge and Des Hasler ahead of Trent Robinson. And I just hope that once we win the premiership in 2026, we put that to bed and Trent Robinson is one of the top 4 coaches of all time and puts this debate to bed. Because I'm sick of the hate around Robbo. Robbo, we trust. We back him 100%. All right. He's here. He's finally arrived. DSB's here. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Good, mate. Welcome to the Diehards, mate. Welcome to the Diehards. Look,
I appreciate
it is a historical day. Look, I don't. You have Adidas kit galore. I sort of have Adidas beside there. The Heartland shirt. I had to get it out.
Hey, there it is. That's mad.
But mate, I want to hear your thoughts on. We knew this for a while now, but it's finally arrived. How are you feeling after today's announcement?
I think it's awesome, bro. It's always meant to be for me. Like, I mean, I've been trying to push for this for around 4 years. Finally happened. It's just good to see the best club in the comp get the best apparel partner. So I'm really pumped. Should be good.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%, mate. Obviously, Brody, City Vintage. Check out his Instagram page. It's obviously one of the best Roosters collector pages we've seen. Obviously, runs the Sydney Roosters Marketplace on Facebook as well. But Brody, mate, obviously we saw the article that you're involved in this morning. Do you want us to talk to us a little bit about how that came about?
To be fair, I was at work and I just saw Retro's video. I didn't even realize they were going to post an article or anything, which is pretty funny. I thought they'd try and reach out or something if they were, but
so they didn't reach out to you. So they just took quotes from.
Yeah, they took quotes and they used my. I've got obviously the jersey page, so they grabbed a picture of my jersey as well and put it up on the article. But yeah, I didn't even know it was coming. To be fair.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm still stoked that I got the recognition.
Nice plug from the Daily Telegraph, and you also got a bit of a plug on here as well. We went through the article and discussed it with the guys in the chat. But look, obviously Adidas kit, massive announcement. We saw our first look of
no more Castor.
Yeah, we better blank that. We need to blank that. I thought you would have been in the tracksuit today. Honestly, you would have been wearing that with pride today. I'm surprised you didn't, but
I'm stuck out at Manly. Otherwise, I would be, mate. Yeah.
He's getting around the DC East anyway. But look, from what you saw from the trailer, with what has been hinted of what we're going to see, what impressed you the most so far?
Yeah, obviously, mate. My favorite piece is the Adidas jacket. As you know, it's probably what the page is notorious for. So to see them finally come through with that, it's been awesome. I know that they've been trying to push that for a while, but behind the scenes, obviously, there's a lot of obstacles to jump through, and that with a traditional organisation. So it's good to see that the board's finally on board with the decision, and yeah, it's really good to see that they've been listening to the fans. So yeah, obviously mainly the jacket, but I'm really keen for that jersey and seeing the Adidas trefoil grip on the chest.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah, look, see, that was one of my first things I noticed with that was obviously the grip there as well with the Adidas emblem. The collar as well looks like all red as well. It's a little bit of a change to the home jersey, but I think what we're more excited for is what is potentially going to be the away kit in 2026.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to wait a little bit longer for that to be officially announced, but like exciting time to see the full range coming up later in the month and towards December.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hearing the away kit's going to be probably the best part of it. To be honest, I'm hoping they do it right, but really keen to see what that's
I think
about.
The only thing they don't get it right is that they have the same design as the away kit this year with the big bold BYD logo. If they have it in like, obviously it's going to be hard, just not necessarily sponsor integration, but like integration kind of thing. But like just having it like just to like the home jersey, like the Anzac jersey this year. If they have it with that, just the letters like that, it's perfect. It suits it well. And obviously we've made concepts of ourselves. We've seen other people out in the community do concepts themselves. So it's
Yeah.
not obviously it's going to look good, but can't wait for it. We saw obviously as well a potential, obviously similar to what New South Wales did. They had very very similar with the old heritage retro design,
Yeah.
long sleeve jersey with
Yeah.
heritage themed, and then obviously the full tracksuit as well. But
Yeah.
like, is that the first sign that we're going to get a heritage jersey next year as well? Which I think that's one thing I would love to see from the new Adidas range, is the new heritage jersey kind of thing.
Yeah, well, just quickly on that sponsor integration, I know 100% the away kit will have the slim line like the home kit, so it won't have the big border.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
I'm hearing it'll be navy potentially as well.
Navy, okay.
Yeah, so
There
it
we
won't
go,
be black.
BSB Insight as well. So,
Yeah.
and finally, before I let you go, I know you're a busy man, my friend. Did you like how the launch come about, like the announcement coming out with the video? Like how awesome was that video?
Yeah, I think it shows where the club's at. Like, I mean, you could have just sat there and posted a thing, but obviously it's been in the works for a while that they've wanted to do a big range, like a big launch, sorry, and a big range. Um, Obviously, they included the Royal Paddo, which is tying us back to our roots. We were established in Paddington. Not sure if
Yep.
you're aware of that, Paddington Town Hall. Um,
Yeah.
so bringing it back to that, they also had a few little minor things. If you manage to get a tour through the museum, you'll see Kevin Hastings' bag, Adidas bag that he donated. That's actually in
Yep.
the video.
Oh, really?
Um,
There you
yeah,
go.
so bit of an Easter egg there. If you look on the window, his bag's up on the thing. It's a light blue Adidas old barrel bag. But yeah, just the attention to detail. Obviously, having Nick and all the past legends.
That was
Still
awesome.
having,
Like, especially it
yeah,
opened with Nick, and he had like Craig Wing, Bray Finasta, and then Minnie walked in with Freddie. Then at the other table, we've got Bray Finasta, Jake Friend, and Mark Boris together. Like, I just love how they involved everyone in the club. It
yeah,
was really, really
yeah.
well done. Would have just loved that we were both there. I'd love to be a fly in that wall, in the
Oh
wall
man,
there.
it would have been unreal. Like Lummy actually brought it up before. It would have been sick to have like me, you, Moss, Lummy just sitting on a table, all in the Adidas kit. That would have been
Oh
really
yeah,
cool touch.
because they did have an Adidas guy behind as well, like in the full the
Yeah,
original version as well. So, but I thought the Roosters did a fantastic job, and just hopefully the launch is very very good as well. With which I believe that I've heard, I believe you've heard as well, with Sam Walker and Angus Crichton, the front
mm,
runners to be the poster boys, as you may say, for the
yeah,
Adidas design. So, really really exciting times ahead. Well, Brody, thank
yeah.
you for taking much out of your time at your busy day. I know you and Moss are busy guys out there in the peninsula at the moment.
At the gym,
But
mate. Yeah, it's up in the waiting room.
I need to invest in it. But thanks for coming on, mate. We'll get you on. We'll get you on regularly throughout the year as well. So shout out to
Yep.
Sydney Vintage. Give him a follow. And obviously the Sydney Roosters Marketplace to see any designs coming up there. Thanks for your time,
Yep.
mate. We'll talk soon.
Yep. No worries, mate. Good on you with the channel as well, mate. It's awesome to see.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
All right. No
All right,
worries.
mate.
See you,
Thanks,
bro.
mate. Take it easy.
Ladies. See ya.
All right, so there it is. Sydney Vintage, Brody there with us discussing the Adidas kit. And that, my friends, is going to wrap up today's stream. We're on for an hour, but there was a special occasion with the launch of the Adidas partnership with the Sydney Roosters. A fantastic design there. Daniel, how are you, Daniel? Are we getting alternate jerseys this year? I'm not 100% sure, but I know that we're going to have just the usual white away. But I'm hoping that we're going to have like a navy blue, what is behind me, and a red alternate jersey as well in the new. The sky's the limit with the Adidas range. We will be seeing it in the near future. That I can assure you. I know for a fact 2027 is going to be a year where we're going to have heritage jerseys, alternate jerseys in there, considering the fact that it will be 120th anniversary of the Sydney Roosters. So if not this year, next year, 2027, we'll definitely have something there. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you guys new around here, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. Give us a follow on Instagram as well for your latest Roosters news and opinions. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be also filming an episode of Chook Chat with myself and Retro Rugby League later on tonight, and they'll be up for you guys tomorrow sometime. So stick around for that one. If anything changes, I think I won't do a stream tomorrow. Just depends on what we're looking at with the news around the Roosters tomorrow. But if not, have the podcast out for you guys tomorrow, then we'll be back on the regular proceedings of the live stream on Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, goodbye for now, and up the Chooks. And up Adidas as well. Let's go, baby.